Okay, hey guys, this is XXXMLG Noob XXX here, and I'm here today to kind of give a walkthrough of Arcade, specifically with two-handed melee. Um, I probably should just be relaxing right now, but I'm not for some reason. But the reason I wanted to make this video is that a lot of people, they have a hard time with Arcade, especially when it comes to using melee, and so I wanted to kind of get some guides out that could be useful in terms of what particular strategies you should use, what particular builds you should use, and things of that nature. I'll be starting out with two-handed, probably because it's my favorite, and also because a lot of people who like it have a hard time with it as well. As a warning, if you do like two-handed melee, it makes Arcade very difficult right now. It's not the most viable, but you can play it if you want. So, as time goes on, I'll do more builds, and you can see other ones, and maybe you'll enjoy other ones more, I don't know. But, yeah, so let me go ahead and get started, and I should change my perks. So starting off, when I do my treats and curses, I'm going to be doing hard mode, just because I'm used to it. I also do elites, one because it's a useful challenge, and also because elite enemies give you more loot and more experience. You guys probably won't have those guys on, which is fine, because they do make the game harder. But when you unlock them, something that's really useful to have just when you're practicing is better health, because you get so much HP, it saves lives more than you think. In terms of potions, what you want to have on you for any build will always be the attack potion. This is pretty much the only potion that you need. The bounty potion is it's kind of useful if you want to gamble and hopefully get a card drop from a certain enemy, because card drop rates are slightly higher in arcade than in story mode. But it's not that important. Really, the only one that matters is the attack potion. And then for your perks, you'll see that I have, well, actually I'm doing two-handed melee, so let me change this. I'm going to grab that sword perk, because it's useful, the shield perk, because sometimes the game is very stingy with shields, and that can screw you over when you get far enough in the game, so the shield is important. And then I have, I think it's called Time Warp. Yeah, it's called Time Warp, which basically helps you get more time to finish certain challenges, or for challenges where you have to like survive without getting hit, it decreases the time for those, so that's very useful. If you're melee, you gotta learn how to P-guard. It's basically a necessity with how the game is designed now, so be sure to buy this area and practice around in the dojo a lot. And I think that's all I have to say, so let me actually get started with this run. I'm not going to promise it's going to be perfect. Hopefully I'll make it all the way through, because this is supposed to be a guide. I might have to use a barrier. Generally, I wouldn't suggest melee using barrier, because it decreases the things you can put towards like other kinds of DPS and such. But I want to survive so I can show you guys how to do things. But yeah, so before anything else, know how to shield cancel. Shield canceling is basically canceling your attack animation with a shield. Alright, which makes you attack much more faster than normal. It also kind of gives you some safety while you're fighting certain enemies. It's like a necessity for using two-handed melee, so get used to it. It takes some getting used to learn the rhythm, but once you learn the rhythm, it's really easy to do. Alright, so enough intro, let's get started. So this first area is the easiest, because there are only rabbies and slimes on this first floor. Oof. Rabbies and slimes can only attack along cardinal directions, meaning north, south, east, west. So as long as you attack them from diagonals, you're pretty much safe. Rabbies do kind of do their like chain biting thing that goes on. So if you shield a rabbie's attack, it'll stop biting for a short period of time. Cloning all enemies is easy on lower floors, not so much higher ones. Alright, so again, attack these guys diagonally. Safe. Alright, and in this build I'm going to be talking about two-handed, specifically. It's like kind of a Whirlslash build, but Whirlslash is such garbage right now that I actually use Berzerk first. I don't pull out Whirlslash until I get to the Seasonee, the kind of military area. But I promise I'll get to Whirlslash eventually. In the meantime, I guess you'll see how you can use Zerk and shield canceling, which is not as exciting. So Villia's pretty easy. You pretty much just attack her and shield. It's straightforward. She attacks more slowly in normal mode, but again, the same concept. Just run up, do some wax, hold your shield, do some wax, hold your shield. You get a sense for the timing that she has when you play her a few times. If any of you guys don't know what Berzerk is, it basically increases your damage and it increases your attack speed when you hit enemies. So that's why I have it on. It's much more useful than a lot of the melee skills early game. Alright, so now the bees are here. You can dodge bees and then turn around and hit them. And that works on normal bees, but for elite bees, they don't get stunned or get hit by it. So you will have to shield the regular bees, or not the regular bees, the elite bees, if you want them to be taking, you know, a decent amount of damage from your sword. So as you can see, like repositioning yourself and swiping again after a shield cancel, it's a very useful ability. So important to learn. I didn't explain this earlier, but I put into Burning Weapon first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put into Burning Weapon, then I'm going to put 3 into Insult to Injury, and then I'm going to fill out Burning Weapon. What this does is, Burning Weapon, it gives you a chance to burn enemies, and then Insult to Injury, it increases your damage when you're hitting enemies with melee skills that are that have a status effect, like Burn or Freeze or Chill. And so this gives you a way to increase your DPS. This will be useful later when we get Ice Nova and Whirlslash. But yeah, so first I start out with Burning Weapon so I can have the chance to burn enemies, and then I go into, did I say, yeah, Burning Weapon. And then I go into Insult to Injury so that I can get the damage from that as soon as I can. The next thing I put into is Blink. Because of how dangerous and laggy two-handed can be, Blink is very useful to have. It can save you from a lot of dangerous situations, so it's the next thing that I put into. Alright, chickens. Chickens aren't really that fun. You just shield cancel to get rid of some of your end lag and whack them into the house or whatever. Some people don't understand this. You don't have to follow chickens closely to herd them in. As you can see now, they just run in the opposite direction of where you are, so just position yourself well to get these chickens into the hen house. That's all you need to do. And I got Essence, which is not useful at all. That's great. Alright. Yeah, so I recommend while you're like fighting enemies, give higher priority to bees. You don't want to try to be attacking other enemies while bees are trying to dive at you. It's not very safe. When enemies are the last guys in the enemies, oh my gosh. When bees are the last enemies in the room, then you can kind of wall spam them so that they can't go behind you. It's incredibly safe, but just be careful if there are a chuck ton of bees in the room, because if they all come at your shield, they are going to destroy it. So in these rooms, you always kill the hive first. Oof. See right there, that blink saved my life. Very useful. Okay. So ideally right now we'd have 2 attack rings, because attack rings increase your damage, and melee doesn't have a lot of damage sources. The next best thing, since crit got buffed, is to have an attack ring and a rabbit's foot, and the next best thing after that is probably an attack ring and like an attack speed ring. Hopefully I'm making sense with everything that I'm saying, because there's like a lot to take in. I'm buying this guy because it's cheap and it adds to my crit chance. So yeah, ideally by this floor I would have 2 attack rings and this blindfold. It's not what happened, that's okay. Hopefully the run doesn't end up really crappy. Alright, let's go on to the next floor. Yippee Pikaye. Alright, so here, floor 3, this is the place where boars start to appear, and they're also red slimes. Boars and red slimes are probably your largest threats. You want to get rid of a boar as soon as you can, but only fight it safely. You'll have to P-guard boars a lot. Melee now has something called interrupt status after a P-guard, so if you P-guard literally any attack, and then throw out any kind of melee attack, including your normal swipe, then you'll be able to stun most enemies, including boars. That's really important for boars. So that's how to deal with the boars, and then for the red slimes, you just don't want to get caught in red slime. Stay away from the actual goo. Attack the slimes, but stay away from the goo. If you get stuck in the goo, that's what Blink is for, because if you don't blink out of it, you'll probably be stuck and get gangbanged by enemies. Lumos are simple. You can swipe them out of range, or you can decide to like attack them up close. It's really up to you. Oh, one thing I should say, when it comes to Loods, probably the most important ones will be these talent Loods, and then the Loods that give you health potions. So other ones, you know, if you're in a really dangerous room, maybe they aren't as important, but talent Loods and health Loods you should go for whenever you can. They're like super important. Treasure Loods are kind of conditional. Alright, so now I can max out Burning Weapon, I have Insult to Injury, so these guys mix well together, and I have Max Blink. And what's cool about Max Blink is that you get one free Blink, and then you'll have to wait for it to recharge, but it's still free even though you have 0 EP when you enter a room. So if you get caught in goo, if you're stuck in a crappy situation, you can just blink away to safety, and that'll take care of a lot of situations, but not all of them. Melee can get themselves into really bad situations. Here's a weird exploit. It'll probably get patched soon, hopefully, but basically if you blink into a room, like a new enemy room, then for a brief period of time, the enemies will think that you're on that like other side of the room when you enter it, and they'll like briefly try to go after it. I don't know if you'll see it here. Yeah, so as you saw, for like that brief moment in the beginning of the room, like the bees started going towards the right side, and the slime started going towards the right side because I blinked, and the game thought that I was on the right side of the room because I blinked in from like a kind of right entrance. It gives you a little bit of safety in terms of like, you know, you kind of have more time to think about how to address the room and how to deal with the enemies in the room. But it's kind of silly. I wouldn't suggest relying on it because it'll probably get patched. Yeah, it's all to see that bee like try to attack nothing. It's funny. Alright. So I personally prefer to fight Blumos head on because I like being able to get the P-guard damage. If you land a P-guard and then land a melee hit, you get, you know, that crit bonus. And I got hit for no reason. Alright, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I really didn't need to take that hit. That was pretty bad. But, oh well. Sometimes that happens in runs. I'm going to try not to rage quit while doing this. So yeah, in this room, just kill the red slimes first and then hurt the chickens. In most of these rooms, you want to kill the enemies before trying to hurt the chickens. So I said this is a Whirlslash run, right? We're not getting Whirlslash yet, we're getting Empower, because Empower gives us even more damage on top of Zerk. And after these two talents, we're getting Fine Taste, because attack potions are very useful. Yeah, so drink this guy before the boss fight. And we got these guys. Yeah, do whatever you need to do to stay safe here, even if it means you'll be running around a lot. Be aware of this white Rabby here. He gets enraged twice. When you see that steam above his head, he can't get stunned unless you do like a P-guard interrupt. So just be aware of that. Yeah, so you saw him get stunned by the P-guard interrupt, but that's the only thing that can really stun him in his enraged state. At least if you're melee. Another thing, which maybe this will get patched too, because the chicken stays in the room after the bosses die, you can actually recharge your potion on this chicken. I do think recharging potions on chickens is balanced. Maybe it's kind of weird to have in this room, but it doesn't mean that much because you just recharge it to like another floor or whatever. In any case, if you finish the battle and you still need to recharge your potion, you can just whack this guy up to get your potion back. And I guess you can also whack him up to get your Zerk charge back up as well. Because your Zerk ability depends on how many hits you've been doing recently. So yeah, allowing all these beasts to come in because I want this potion. And I didn't even get it. Rip. I was too slow, man. Yeah, so you kind of want to just dance around that elite hive while doing some hits. Wall spam these bees. Alright, man. Talk about skillful gameplay, right? Alright. So there's that. I really wish I had that potion, man. I am not doing well this run. Oh boy. Yeah, those melee interrupts useful. I think I can wall spam the hive from here. Whenever you can, like, always, like, if a hive is near a wall, try to wall spam it, dude, because that way, when bees are coming out of the hive, you can just, like, kind of safely hit the hive, but also safely guard yourself from any bees. Yeah. Alright, so next, no, I'm not getting Whirlslash, I'm getting Ice Nova. Right? Yeah, for melee builds, I'm relying heavily on a lot of non-melee things. Melee needs help. But the reason I'm getting Ice Nova is for two reasons. First of all, it's like a cheap spell, and it throws that ice around you, so pretty much if you're fighting any enemy up close, it guarantees that you'll chill an enemy. And if an enemy gets chilled, that guarantees that you're activating your insult to injury. So burning weapons still helps, but if you can get this this insult to injury going on after Ice Nova, that's even more useful. And additionally, enemies have a higher chance of receiving critical hits from your attacks if they're chilled or if they're frozen. And so again, you know, getting those extra crits means more damage from melee. You know, good stuff. Got to get all the damage you can get. You know, so yeah. Alright, this one's pretty simple to do. It's just a very easy block puzzle. Also, I'm going to change my hat because, oh my gosh, my gear is awful this run. So, ideally, like, by the time I get to Pumpkin Woods, I would want to have a slime vest and maybe, like, a stick or a slime hammer or, what is it called? The Smash Light. But I don't have any of those right now. That blue garland is pretty okay to have at this point in the game, but in the woods it gets replaced by the purple garland or the crown. Yeah, red slimes are really annoying. They be careful with them. They like have a large jump range. They're strong, and of course they spread slime everywhere. Not these guys. Alright. Hear all those crits? It's glorious. Activate that attack button. I'm not perfect at melee yet. It's still pretty hard to do to like maximize your damage. I'm gonna put this head on because it has more attack. But it's pretty hard to maximize your damage unless you're like using like your Empower and Ice Nova frequently, but you have to get EP back by doing hits to enemies, and you have to be safe enough to use certain things. So I'm still kind of getting used to being able to like use all these guys well and effectively. So there's a statue in here. I'm going to come back to this because sometimes the statue gives you health, and if I know I can get full HP before I finish like the room or whatever, I'm going to do that first, because if you have full HP and this statue gives you health, and your health is full, instead of giving you an orb, it'll give you a potion. So there's a nurse on this floor, and I have that double health orb, so I'm going to wait on that statue for a bit. Alright, so this. Kill that. Alright, let's get a move on, I guess. Alright, these guys. Shield cancel central, man. Use the sword, man. Oh, look at that. Yeah, just, I'm telling you, diagonals are the key. So the reason why that was so simple for me, I got at a diagonal from Vilya so that the goons kind of were at an angle where they could also get hit by my sword, but Vilya also gets hit. And with Zircon, especially if you're on floor 4, you can usually get the fight done with by shield canceling. That's only with Zerk, because it's strong enough to do that. Other things are not strong enough. So no good melee gear yet. That kind of sucks. But it's okay, I guess. You know, life goes on. And now I'm going to... oh, I should point out. So for melee, this is pretty important. I think I'll buy this now. So this first level upgraded bow, it can one-shot regular lantern jacks. I know a lot of people who play melee have like a problem with lantern jacks, but if you can just like block the projectile and quickly get a charged shot out, then the charged shot will kill the lantern jack. So that's like super useful because they're always trying to snipe you from afar. Yeah. Alright, I got a gold point. That isn't as useful for melee right now. It's useful for one-handed, I guess, and it's useful for mages, but it's not as useful for two-handed at the moment. Always sell everything you can before, you know, everything you don't need, I mean, before moving to the next floor, because you never know when you'll need to buy something else, or maybe a nurse will appear there. I don't know. Oh, a warning about the nurse, right? So the way the nurse works in this game, I'm kind of just saying random things as I go along. But the way the nurse works in this game is she'll sometimes, you know, randomly appear on a floor if your HP is less than full. But after she appears on one floor, she's guaranteed not to appear on the next floor. So she appeared on floor 4, so she's not going to appear on this floor at all. That's just how the game works. Alright, so this area of the woods, what are your major threats? The major threats are the lantern jacks. I think a lot of 2H melee users have already realized this. Usually what they do is don't do anything. You try to bait a P-guard to reflect the projectile and they still don't attack you. And then they wait until you're attacking like a scarecrow or something else and then they shoot stuff at you. So while you're fighting, you kind of want to keep your attention on the other enemies that are not close to you, which sounds weird, but you just want to pay attention to the lanterns so that you know when you need to run away from the enemy you're fighting to avoid getting shot by fire. That's the main thing. So here's some pumpkins. They're pretty easy to kill. Yeah, see, like, lantern's actually trying to snipe you. That's why you gotta stay aware. Like, while you're fighting and P-guarding other enemies, you need to be watching so you can also P-guard, like, the lantern jacks themselves. It's pretty ridiculous. So this challenge room, just dodge and shield cancel hit. That's basically all you do. Kind of annoying. Oof. Yeah, alright. So I leveled up, and for my next talent, I have Find Tasteful. I'm going to put 3 into Alchemist next, because having like a good recharge potion is pretty important. And now I'll finally start putting into Whirlslash, but I probably will not use it until I get Silver unlocked. Okay, these guys, okay? In terms of the hats that you need for the game, right now the purple garland is the best thing you can have. You might look at the pumpkin mask and say, oh, it gives you more defense, so like, oh yeah, you know, why not get that instead? The reason you get the purple garland is that it only takes up the hat slot. And so because of that, you can keep your blindfold or whatever other face piece you use, and that ultimately increases your DPS. So I'm going to get this. The crown is worth like $1 million. I'm going to sell this. By the way, never buy the crown. It's not worth buying, but it is worth having if you find it. and it is most definitely worth selling for that good money. And then I'm going to grab the Smash Light as well to increase my damage. And then I don't need the Slam Hammer anymore, I don't need that lame sword anymore. Things are kind of getting better, but I could really use a better chest piece. Yeah, so let's move on. In the woods, I usually drink my loot potion before each room because two reasons. One, it increases the chance of getting pumpkin mask drops, and they sell for a lot, which, you know, gold is useful in this game. And two, I really want pumpkin cards because they give you a lot of attack, and melee needs a lot of attack. The pumpkin cards are still pretty rare, so arguably it's not that meaningful to drink that loot potion, but I'm desperate for whatever chances I can get to get that drop, so I always use it. A lot of pumpkins. No cards though, rip. Alright. You can blink past those plants for safety. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna fight this guy now. Yeah. So the reason why that really worked is that I made sure that the Scarecrow stayed on my right side, and the plant also came over on the right side. So as long as you're shielding at the right times, you can block all the damage you need to, and then get out those quick swipes. It takes some getting used to. It's kind of hard. Oh, there's the plant. Yeah, so sometimes the plant is so far away they don't even notice you early on. That's, if you can take advantage of it, take advantage of it, because safety is useful. Ooh. Yeah, man, those reflexes. Always be aware of, actually, I want to keep Zerk on, so I'll comment on that in a second. Well, I lost Zerk now, so whatever. Always be aware of, like, when other enemies are about to attack. I've learned that, like, knowing when to shield is more important than just trying to get out that damage. So I went to go, like, try to attack the non-elite Lantern, but as soon as I saw that, like, another Lantern was about to attack, I just instantly put up my shield. It just so happened to be a P-guard, but, I mean, either way, I blocked that damage that could have knocked off, like, probably half of my HP. So I'm going to turn off Zerk here, so that when I go into the boss room, I can activate Empower, and then activate Zerk, and then drink my potion. That gives me a lot more damage potential. And then take these guys out really quickly, head up to this guy. Use, oh, dang it! Hold on. Okay, so, I mean, that was pretty fast and easy. It was basically a weed, you know, P-guard and, shield attack, basically. I screwed up, though. My attacks are not lined up the way they need to be because of how I did previous runs. So, originally I was gonna go up and use, like, Ice Nova on him to get that extra DPS, and then I was going to keep doing shield canceling and do even more damage, but my buttons were in the wrong place, so I just screwed it up. Yeah, this is great. I'm going to sell my items first, because there's always the possibility of me getting hit and needing a nurse on the next floor. There is a chance of her appearing on the next floor, since I did not see her this floor. So this is kind of silly, but I'm actually going to put this guy on because it gives me more defense. It's kind of pathetic, but it's all that I have right now. Basically with melee gear, you don't want to prioritize defense. You want to prioritize attack and have a little bit of defense left over. So get defense when you can, but prioritize attack over defense. That's what I'd say with gear. So anyway. Alright, back to drinking potions. Ghosts start to appear on this second floor. Hello? Okay. Yeah, man, I'm always getting this stupid Lantern Jack card and never these melee cards. Like, what's up with that, man? Garbage. Anyway, yeah, on floor 6, ghosts start to appear. be aware of ghosts, because like while you're attacking other enemies, they'll suddenly flank you, and it's really, really annoying. Okay, okay. Hey, so basically whenever possible, when you come to these shops, always buy the potion, always buy the time crystal. But there's a trick to this, right? You don't want to buy this immediately. What you want to do is wait until you complete the entire floor, if you can. Because what happens is, if you take a small amount of damage, and then you take a potion, then your maximum HP will decrease, but your existing HP will stay the same. So this is 25 points, right? Let's say I took 24 damage, right? If I were to then go on to the next floor, then I would only get a health orb and not a potion because my HP wouldn't be full. But let's say I came back to the shop and then took this guy, right? Then my max HP would decrease, and then I would have what the game would think I have would be full HP. And so then I get this potion, which would then give me full HP, and then I go on to the next floor and get another full potion. It's a really interesting strategy to play with. Additionally, let's say you have a health orb on the given floor. Because health orbs scale with your HP, what you want to do is, before you buy this health potion here, if you have a health orb, get the health orb first, then pick up this potion, right? Because the health orb's power will be much more strong because your HP is higher when, yeah, so. Basically, this guy right here, this is the last thing you want to grab anywhere, pretty much. You want to heal up first, and you want to make sure that it's kind of the last thing you have to buy, because there are a lot of advantages you can get with getting more health potions or getting more HP. Is that... No, plant doesn't see me. Great. Alright, cool. I'm gonna take this level up. Alright, so I have 3 in Alchemist, so that's the most I'll put into that potion ability. Oh! Ooh! I'm gonna get this guy. Nope! Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those dodging moves, man. I'm telling you, Blink is top tier. When in doubt, just blink, man. Blink to safety. This room sucks, honestly. It needs to be larger, but... Oh my gosh, I hate this room. So sometimes it's like really nice to you, and sometimes it like just spams thorns literally everywhere and you can't do anything. Like it. You see this? Okay. One more chicken. Let's see if I can make it through here. Okay. No. Just okay. Okay. All right. Reward wasn't really worth it, but whatever. So, if you're playing with elites on... Oh, that was really bad. Oof. If you're playing with elites on and you don't see any elite enemies in the room, there is an elite ghost in the room. Just be aware of that. Always try to P-guard those ghosts because, they take too long, or they disappear too quickly if you don't. Oh, wow, I am... Ugh. Alright, so next up is this guy. Alright, so you can either take this slow or you can try to attack the Pumpkin outside of range. You'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm gonna do this first, and then I'm gonna do this. Can I do it? Nope, I can't do it. If you have really good positioning, you can attack the Pumpkin outside of his range. Yeah, like that. Yeah. That isn't always safe to do, so strongly consider whether you want to do that and risk getting hit by Jumpkins and bats, or whether you want to just take it one step at a time, you know? Alright, so I got that potion. I'm gonna heal up with the nurse. Those kind of heal math exploits that aren't really exploits that I talked about, they work for everything that is not a nurse. So grab the potion before you nurse, but don't grab it before any other kind of healing, including potion healing. All right, so we're here now. Your major threats here are elite bots and pekos. Elite bots can't be stunned by pretty much any normal melee attack. If you want to stun them, you have to P-guard them and then do a melee interrupt. You can P-guard attacks from other enemies like Wisp or Peckles or whatever else, and then use that interrupt status to hit an elite bot. But you won't be stunning elite bots without P-guarding. So rack up P-guardings wherever you can get them. Because of how enemies work, you got to know how to kind of, move around and attack and shield cancel. I don't think I call it like strafing. I don't know what to call it, but kind of dodging and getting these quick hits in. It's very useful to know how to do. So anyway, what cards do I have? I didn't get the Jumpkin card. That kind of sucks. The Jumpkin card is really good. The Rabby card is really good. The Bot card and Guardian cards are good. I'm gonna start drinking this attack potion before each room now for that extra attack. Oh man, this is awful. Oh man. Get these guardians out of the way. Yeah, blinking is useful. Give me more blinks. Oh man. Oh, that was... oof. Yeah, man. You gotta be careful. Nope, no. The last thing you need is a shield break. Don't let it break. Don't let it break. Melee needs shield to be any kind of viable, for goodness sakes. I will level up the other stuff in a bit. Okay. Alright, so next up I'm going to put into Arcane Charge. What Arcane Charge does is if you use a spell, or if you use a utility that is not focus, then you get the damage bonus that's mentioned here. Later when we start using Ice Nova more and we start using Empowered more, this becomes really useful because we get, like, more damage for the next hit. It only works for one hit at a time, so after you use that hit, even if you miss, you have to use another spell or another utility in order to activate it again. So when this guy is at max, you get 45% extra damage for using a base charge, utility, or spell, and yeah, it's really useful. Alright, so... yeah, if you get that P-guard from that Wisp, you know you can use that to spam that bot. Yeah, man. Ah, something with actual defense and attack speed, finally. More Wisps, just what I wanted. Ooh. Yeah, man, as soon as you get that P-guard in, just as soon as you can, release that hit, man. Oof. Yeah. So as you can see in this place, this is like probably the first area where it's really important for you to like have your shielding, like you'd be using your shield well, getting whatever P-guards you can, hitting melee bosses and interrupts, moving around and kind of dodging hits to launch some attacks. Like your movement with your shield and with your P-guard interrupt is extremely important here. These Pekos have like way too much range on them, honestly. It's kind of dumb, but it is what it is. Like, they already have extra attack speed. They don't need to have like super long necks, like SpongeBob necks, man. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to like get the P-guard when you're so far away, because they push you far away, so like it just makes it harder to P-guard. It's kind of So if it helps you when you're like trying to get these P-guards and hits and stuff, well actually I don't know what I was gonna say, so basically only attack when you know that you're in a mental state where you can shield properly, right? If you're gonna be too frantic and not shield at the correct time, maybe hold off on the attack until you're a bit more safe. Shield is your best friend as melee. Okay. I'm waiting for like a... Yep. Okay. Oh, that's great. Get you out of the way. Ooh, okay. Yep. So if you haven't noticed, you can blink cancel your attacks, right? So just as you can shield cancel them, you can like blink in the middle of an attack. It's very useful to do. And actually, you can like chain this together if you have a lot of EP, so that you can blink faster. So like normal blink speed is like this, but if you're like attack canceling, you can do that. So being able to attack cancel blink is pretty useful. I'm gonna turn Zerk off here in case I get hit because Zerk isn't helpful in this room. In these kinds of rooms, usually you're pretty much gonna be shield spamming the whole time. This is probably the easiest out of all the rooms, especially if you have Time Warp on. Yeah, just sit in your cozy corner and shield, man. If you have a wooden shield, this might not work. Maybe you'll have to dodge a few of the orbs, but it's pretty easy. If because like some of the missiles came my way. If you see a missile come your way, be sure to like either move out of its way or move into like around its center so that your shield can block the attack. Okay, what's in here? Phase Man boots for melee is not as good as the defense you get from the Peko feat, so ignore those guys. There are other shoes that are useful for melee though that don't provide defense. And we can talk about those later if we find them. I don't know if we will because the game is giving me trash gear right now, but yeah, have at it. Alright. I'm a little blink happy. So as usual, when I go into this boss fight, I'm gonna empower, then I'm gonna Zerk to get more attack, and then I'm gonna drink that potion to get even more attack. Generally, you want to do this when you're opening up with bosses in melee as 2H if you're using Berzerk, because you want to maximize that attack stat. So here, just shield cancel. P-guard. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward if you have Zerk on. Shield cancel while you can, block whatever attacks you need to. P-guarding is preferred. Ice Nova the boss so you get more damage, stuff of that nature. You should pretty much only be around the boss because you should be able to shield and get enough attacks in time to get the kill if you're using Berzerk. The only reason to step away from the sentry is if you see a guardian appear that turns blue. If it turns blue, there's a possibility that it will shield the sentry. If that happens, you can be really screwed over. So it's not always going to shield the sentry, but honestly, like if you see any guardian turn blue, just run up and kill it immediately because you don't need like problems with the boss being guarded and like wisps shooting at you and other things going on. Alright, now I'm on floor 8. On floor 8, there's a possibility of yellow crystals, more properly called rift crystals, appearing. They spawn more enemies, so you want to kill those first. They're a higher priority than elite bots. Yep. Nope. Blink to safety. Blink to safety. P-guard, thank you. Alright, look at that arcane shard, man. Okay, so Arcane Shard is maximized. I have Silver Whirlslash finally. So now with Arcane Charge maximized, the next thing that I'm going to put into for talent is Strength. It's kind of weird that I'm upgrading my attack only now, but it's much more useful to get the other guys. So this, mixed with this, increases your damage by like 30%, plus with Ice Nova. These guys help you get a lot of attack out. And then Arcane Charge, you know, you get a nice amount of attack after you're like empowering or using Ice Nova or whatever else. So after all of that is when you decide to boost your attack stat with the Strength talent. Let's go in here. This ability here is literally trash. It doesn't really matter here, but when you're fighting boars, it's pretty bad. Honestly, like when you get this, I would suggest if you get this ability or the running speed ability and you're two-handed melee, and you're not using a ranged ability, I would suggest just waiting for this ability to wear off. Like, that's how much harm it can cause you in certain circumstances. Right now I'm doing a video and that would be boring, so I'm not going to do that, obviously, but I'm just putting that warning out there. So, into the next room. Yep. Oh, look at that dodge, man. Yeah, if it's possible, and safe, like, try to kill that elite bot first to see the pain. Oh, actually, I'll just do this. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that gameplay. So, here's something that's funny. Watch this. If I can... yeah, man. You can lock these pecos in this animation if you, like, hold your shield and, like, move to the right safe place. This is more advantageous for mages. For melee with shield canceling, it's not as useful in my opinion. So I'm just gonna, yeah, do that. The card is okay. I want a bot card. Oh, darn! Darn, man. So funny thing about Guardians, what's funny about Guardians? Yeah, so if they shield a Lood, they'll keep shielding the Lood even after it runs away. So that Guardian effectively becomes useless if the Lood runs away. Loods are useful, so hopefully you don't lose them. That was a gold Lood, so it's not really a major priority. But, yeah, that's just a little interesting quirk about these Lood guys. Yeah, man, those P-guards, your best friend. Probably, like, another major threat in this area are those Guardians when they're shooting out beams, because you can't guard them at all, and even if you have, like, Lady Luck on, you can't dodge them, so, dodge is the ability to, like, sometimes avoid damage. It's this guy right here. This guy does not work on the beams, so, sometimes they, like, spam themselves across the room in such a way to, like, block you in a corner and make it easy for you to take damage, unless you have Blink on, that is. So, avoid the beams and try to kill them if you can. Rift Crystal, high priority. P-guard that, okay. Yeah, okay, sure. So hopefully, alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, shield, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of the rhythm there. P-guard, 1, 2, 3, P-guard, 1, 2, 3. If you don't have Zerk on, it's probably more like P-guard 1, 2. And then if you're missing your P-guards, you can at least get one hit out and then shield again. And you'll probably want to move around a little bit with your shield so that he doesn't absolutely, like, destroy it. Alright, what's in this room? I hate this room. So, this room sucks. Here's the way how to handle it. Go into a corner and just pray that all your P-guards reflect things to the Peko. That's honestly the only way. If you stay in the center... Oh, that sucks. If you stay in the center, if you stay in the center of the room, then Wisp will, like, go everywhere and, like, start shooting you from all areas of the room. So you kind of have to corner spam and hope that the Wisps, like, arrange themselves in a way so you can, like, P-guard all the orbs back towards the Peko and also get some extra damage in. I took some extra damage because I was being stupid, but, you know, whatever. Alright, cool. Yeah, when you get used to P-guarding, those bots aren't as much of a threat. So here's something that Teddy will probably patch soon. I don't want it to get patched, but it probably will. This! Yeah, if you're just far away enough, you know, those fists cannot see you, man. It's interesting. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, Ice Nova. Get all these hits out. Alright, 1, okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn off Zerk in case I take damage, and here's how you handle this guy. You hold shield at the bottom and move left and right. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. Alright, I see the blue guys start moving to the other side. More blue guys, move to the other side. So basically, really, your largest threat here is those blue arrows. You just kind of want to move left or right safely and navigate around the orbs when you see them. As you saw, that bullet hell isn't as bad as you think unless your shield breaks. You can survive the bullet hell without taking damage if your shield does break, but it takes like very careful maneuvering because your character moves really fast in a highly dense environment. But yeah, that's basically the strategy, man. You just kind of move left, move right, in order to avoid the blue guys when they appear, and you try to stay in between the purple guys. You don't want to end up like running into the purple guys. The purple arrows can also break your shield. So, you know, some nice left and right. Sometimes you saw me moving like up and down, and slurring my words. Sometimes you saw me move up and down in order to like dodge some of the orbs or get myself, you know, better positioning for the blue arrows. But that left and right motion with shield is key. This shield here is really only good in this area for the wisps, because if you P-guard a wisp orb, it'll one-shot a wisp with this shield, and it'll do a good amount of damage to other enemies. When you get into Seasonee, that is like the wintry area, it's not as useful. You need stronger shields because certain elite enemies can totally just massacre your shield. Alright, so I'm here. This is the first place where you'll see me actually not using Zerk. I think it's more useful to have the other skills. Silver Whirlslash is okay. It doesn't always one-shot enemies depending on the gear that you have on, but you know, it can get some knockback in, and that's useful. And then there's also Empower that I can take advantage of. So I'm going to drink this potion before each room. I'm going to Empower at the start of each room, which gives me more attack and empowers my attack. Ah, dang it! That sucks. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Your hits can trigger bombs, so be careful of that. These frosting shoes are really useful. They're like the best / second best shoes to have when you're in arcade. So yeah. I'm going to increase gold or Whirlslash more, and then I'm going to increase Empower. What I do is I maximize Empower next, then I increase Zerk, and then when Zerk is close enough to get Silver Charge, I spec out of Empower and put into Silver Zerk. It's kind of convoluted, but it's useful. So more Empower. I think I was trying to say something important. Oh yeah, when you go into a room and hit Empower first, you get extra attack, and then your next normal hit has more attack to it thanks to Arcane Charge. So it's some really useful stuff. Alright, blink away. These bombs are really annoying, so you'll probably find yourself blinking a lot. I do personally. Your largest threat in this area is more than likely the bombs. So try to kill those guys as soon as you can. And then after your bombs, your next largest threat is those ice slimes, mainly because they kind of blend in with the background, and if you aren't paying attention, they can come to the side and just spear you really quickly. So just while you're fighting and moving around the room, be aware of where all the bombs are in the room, and be aware of where all the ice slimes are in the room. Lood. Kill that guy. Alright, kill you. Yeah, the elites are really weird because they don't know how to aim themselves well when they're jumping around. They hop around a lot. Oh, this guy. Yeah, that's why you need that strong shield. That thing almost broke, man. Nope. If you think he's about to like turn around and like throw some small snowballs at you really quickly, just run away, because I'm telling you, jank things can happen. Always play it safe. Okay, this guy's getting annoying. I'm telling you, like, this guy does not give me a break. Can I... Okay, there we go. Alright. Also, because the game is just so balanced, crazy thing, bombs that blow up can blow up other bombs, alright? So just stay away from bombs at all costs. If you hit them, they explode. If they explode near another bomb that just so happens to start becoming explosion happy, they explode. It's really annoying. Bombs can really only explode after you see them start flashing. But yeah, they're crazy. So yeah. Always be careful. Get this guy because Loods are important. Nope. I'm telling you, those slime spears are faster than you think. Be careful with those. Oh. Alright. That was, I wouldn't call that enjoyable. Blizzards are hard. Oh, is this, yo, this room is the easiest. So basically for this one, you just wall spam. I think this will probably get patched. But you just wall spam, basically. And the game is really weird because the spikes can't really spawn in places that don't have, like, a pool of water. So you're pretty much safe in this area. Sometimes the pool of water goes all the way out, and so you have to like shield and then kind of like hold up and down and like avoid the spikes that come under your shield. Because if a spike comes up right under your shield, it'll basically instantly break it and you'll get hurt. So you want to move around so you're not getting hit by any spikes. Other than that, it's pretty easy. I hope wall spamming stays though, because the way the room is right now, I don't think it's very like reasonable or easy to, you know, with all the slime in the room and stuff, like move around without getting hit by spikes. So wall spamming is like a necessity. Maybe that area will get rebalanced, but whatever. So I haven't really talked about these like elite frostling guys over here. If you see the elite guys that like throw snowballs, try to P-guard them if you can, because they're an interesting kind of dangerous. Or if you can, like, just slide into them and charge. You know, whichever one you can do at the time. But the elite snowball guys, like, they're very high priority. Yeah, I'm kind of like just tossing out what's on my mind as I go through this, but hopefully what I'm saying makes sense. I probably said that earlier. Alright, kill this guy if I can, please. No, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, the movement in this game. Alright, kill this guy now. It's one thread down. Probably gonna try to blow at me, I'm guessing. Alright, you're next. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so if you notice, like, you can, like, kind of bait a Yeti attack. Just oop, and then run around so you can get some damage on it. Or you can just P-guard the hits. You know, whatever you want to do. I wish I had Gold Zerk right now, because, not Gold Zerk, Silver Zerk, because Silver Zerk is really good for the Toy Factory. Yeah, so warning guys, this guy, he's not worth it. That plus 30 attack, compared to that minus 8 attack speed, it's awful, okay? Don't pick this up. It was viable when certain exploits were a thing, and it's not viable anymore. It's trash. Never use it. For this guy, I have mixed feelings about this. Ideally, I would have had like the slime vest by now, which has the same amount of defense as the frostling jacket, and also has attack speed. But I don't have that right now, right? So you can choose to get more defense if you want to. Oh, I already own one of these apparently, so I'm not going to buy it. It's kind of up to you. But if you have the slime vest is like the best thing in the game until the Spinsect armor. And unless you want more attack, the Spinsect armor is the best. If you want more attack, then the Barbarian strap is the best. So because I have a nurse here, I'm actually going to heal before I start this boss fight. Hopefully I won't get hit, but I mean, I don't know. Y'all see how bad I've been playing this run. I've been playing like trash. So, whereas Chaldo and others would say garbage, I have to refine my synonyms for trash, apparently. Alright, so yeah, at this point in the game, I'll prefer to like have like Silver Zerk to put on. I don't, so I can't do that. So I'm just gonna have to go in with what I have. But I'm still gonna do the usual Empower, Zerk, and then Potion. Oh, this is a good time to point this out. So, another reason why this Potion ability is so important. The Attack Potion is amazing, because if you drink your Attack Potion before it runs out, you can do something called, like, I guess you can call it Potion Chaining. And what happens is your attack stat, and I guess your magic attack stat as well, will keep going up. So if you drink it a second time before your potion runs out, you'll get even more attack, and then even more attack. This stacks up to about 4 times. After the 4th time, you don't get any more attack. You're just drinking the potion to maintain your high attack power, but it's still really important. So whenever you can, just always drink that attack potion whenever you can. Keep your empower buff up, keep your attack potion up. This is really important for maximizing your attack stat damage. I don't know if this mechanic is intentional, but it only works with the attack potion, and it's pretty interesting and very hard to do. So I think it's a really cool mechanic that exists right now. So I'm going to be trying to keep my potion up as much as I can. Doesn't always work out, but it's important. And that's why I have Alchemist here, because in order to keep chaining these potions, I need to make sure that it's recharging in time. Anyway, let's fight these guys. So drink this potion, knock out these bombs, or presents or whatever. Get this one on. Yep, get that potion. As soon as it recharges, get that potion. Alright. Let that guy come to me while I'm doing damage. Keep the chain alive. Alright. So the most important thing here will be the trains and getting good damage on this guy here. You want to be ice novaing and shield canceling as much as possible. Alright. Your bigger threat in these rooms is probably the bomb guys more so than the guys that dash at you. Just keep that in mind. Okay. I can't do that, but I'll do this. The only reason that I'm going up to attack the boss from time to time is that I really want to keep my attacks, my potion recharging. So I'm basically doing whatever I can to try to keep this potion alive. Please. Okay, good. Oh, dang it. Alright. I could have avoided that hit. I was being dumb. This potion. I don't even need the train right now, actually. Yep. Yeah, explosions. Alright, cool. So these rollerblades, these are actually the best thing you can have in the game because, for melee specifically, because they increase your attack speed. It's really the only shoes in arcade right now that give you melee attack bonuses. They also give you like more speed while you're shielding or charging a skill. But I mean, I don't really care as much about that. So definitely put those shoes on. But while I'm in Seasonee, I keep these Frostling shoes on, just because like controlling your motion on slippery ice is incredibly important. So I had to heal a little bit more back after taking some dumb damage, but that wasn't too bad. Let me sell some of these guys. Okay. Yeah. So the best shields in the game to have right now are the Gift Box Shield and Winter's Guard, with Winter's Guard being the absolute best. I don't have Winter's Guard right now, and that kind of sucks, but the reason why Winter's Guard is so good is that if you land a P-Guard on an enemy, then they get chilled or they get frozen. And when they're chilled or frozen, hey buddy, that activates your insult to injury, that means more damage. So, oh man, my throat is getting dry. I should have gotten some water. Hopefully I don't end up coughing too much. Alright, on to the next. Empower... Yeah, come and get some. Alright. Oh, nope, no. Alright. Yeah, always be watchful for when those guys are about to charge that attack. Sometimes you'll see me kind of charge this Ice Nova. The reason why is this awesome arcane charge ability. It's 45% times your spell charge, right? So if it's base charge, it's just 45%. If it's bronze, it's 45 times 2. If it's silver, it's 45 times 3, so on and so forth, right? So, yeah. Alright. Next room. Potion and power. Nope! Blinking to safety! Blinking to safety, man. I'm telling you. It is a necessity. Nope! Sometimes you just gotta learn to retreat and blink. For goodness sakes. Blink is think? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not funny. Okay, let's kill that guy. I don't want you flanking me. Please go away. Thank you. See? Okay, so maybe you'll have to rewind the video for that, like the bombs that exploded like right over here. No, so the bombs exploded right here while I was walking this way. If you rewind the video, you'll see what I was talking about. There were bombs that were already like about to explode here, and then extra bombs appeared here. And these bombs down here exploded just as these bombs up here were like just started to become I don't know, activatable or whatever. And so because of that, all 6 went off at once. Right? That's how ridiculous these bombs are. Just stay away from them. Oh, man. Alright, so slip and slide and roll and God, I don't know. Slips. No. 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 Get this. Yeah, okay. Alright, thanks. Alright, so now, since Empower is maximized, I'm going to start putting into Berzerk. And please don't be a trash room. This is the worst room for melee, man. Okay. Basically, because it's so hard here, like, all that I do is, like, just slip and slide and try to whirl. I hate this area. But, P-guard! Ah, I got him! In your face, you loser. Hey, alright. Okay, moving on. Alright, let's, yeah, let's do that. Nope, no. Oh, reset. Reset. If you don't think you can, like, give yourself, like, enough time to make a sane attack, just, like, hold your shield and back off for a bit. It's okay to just chill and hold that shield up, man. Shield is your best friend. Shield and back up to safety, or shield cancel your attack and blink to safety. Or just blink cancel your attack to safety. Shield and blink, if you're melee, you need them. Alright, let's gotta move on. I need this. No, thanks, mate. Give me P-guards! Give me the P-guards! Right here! Right now! Hey! Ah! Got him, okay. So next up, what do I usually get next? I'm kind of at a loss after that. Maybe I should try this out sometime with melee. I'm not sure yet. But I'm not going to try that right now. So, what I usually get next is, Knowledge is Power. But my magic attack is, because I have Empower on. Yeah, so later, hopefully, I'll get the, what are they called? The spin sec feelers, and that'll increase my magic attack. But I get Knowledge is Power, because I really just want to have all the magic attack that I can possibly have. Having attack power is important. So I'm going to put into that for right now, and then I'm going to go into here. Nope. No. Blinking. Blinking saves lives, and blinking also saves your eyes, man. Blink at all times. Yeah, man. Thanks, mate. Yeah, always P-guard that attack. As a warning, you probably don't want to try to P-guard that guy unless you have at least the shield HP of the barrel shield, because a lot of other shields can be broken by it just because of how the game currently works right now. So whenever it's safe to do it, definitely try to P-guard those attacks, man. Potion and power. Are there gonna be blizzards here? Nope. No. Die. Thanks, mate. Yeah, so interesting thing. depending on how you like train your your eyes and your mind and stuff, like if you so you saw me fighting that slime, you can kind of just like, you know, generally shield cancel and attack the slime while paying more attention to the frostlings up here or wherever they are, and then when you see the snowballs come at you, to just turn around and P-guard or just shield. It's kind of the same logic that I had in the Pumpkin Woods. You want to focus on the other enemies, like, you know, your scarecrows and your where do they call it, man? Your something. Your scarecrows and your jumpkins and stuff, and then pay attention to the jack-o'-lanterns, and then P-guard them or whatever when they come along. Please be good. Oh yes, this is probably the best ability in the game. What this ability does, it basically gives you like quick reflexes and riposte for free. It's glorious. Alright, let's see who this guy is. Okay. I'm gonna try to line these guys up. Alright, kill them quickly, please! I wanted to kill you! I hate this game. I don't hate this game, I love this game, but I'm triggered. Things went that way. So always kill Smashy in that fight first, because Smashy is a bit more... Smashy is the Frostling guy. Always kill him first, because he's a little bit crazy when he's elite. And always take advantage of these ground pound waves so that you can do like high reflected P-guard damage. I did get kind of salty, but if I'm being honest, I could have handled it. So I saw the wave coming over here, and that's why I turned back. If I had instead turned forward and held my shield and kind of either tried to P-guard or tried to like move around with my shield, I wouldn't have had such a bad time. So yeah, you just got to be able to think quickly on your feet about when you need to shield, when you need to blink, and all that jazz. Actually, I could have blinked too. I could have blinked to safety as well. Well, that shows you I'm just a noob. Alright, this is where things start getting jank, alright? This area is awful. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna lay out my rules for this place first because they're... yeah. So the way this place works, autumn season is your worst enemy, okay? If it's an autumn season, always change away from that season as soon as possible to any other season. If you can't change the season, kill the autumn knights first, then kill the autumn mages. Teddy made a great update where if you P-guard a mage projectile and it hits that mage, specifically for the season mages, it'll kill them. So that's very useful because oftentimes melee just can't close the distance, especially if the tornado guys are like spamming out a ton of tornadoes that block all your motion. So prioritize autumn knights if it's autumn, and then autumn mages if it's autumn, but more importantly, just change the season from autumn when you can. Stay off autumn as much as possible. Winter is the easiest season, and then spring is kind of like in the middle. When the summer mages are empowered, they'll try to wrap you in thorns. Just blink out of them. Yeah, just blink out of the thorns and you'll be okay. When I'm here, I do drink the loot potion a lot instead of the attack potion because I want to get the knight card, and even the season mage card is pretty good. So, excuse me, man, I need some water, but I'm not gonna get any, am I? Nope. Once I get here, I start putting on these rollerblades. They are useful. I only put the frostling shoes back on if I fight the Hydra boss. So, let's get a move on. Load, please. Okay, power. Change season immediately. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, dude. P-guard. Got him. Alright. This armor is better than what I have. I'm going to take that. So, contrary to what I said earlier... Ooh, gold Whirlslash. Got that point early. Alright. So contrary to what I said earlier, like I said treasure loots are kind of important, but not that important. Late game, if you do not have Spinsect armor, Slime Vest, the Barbarian Sash, a stronger ring, or the Earrings of Balance, or an axe or the club, like the spiked club, then you should be going after those treasure loots, because those attack items are very rare and they're necessary to do good DPS as melee. Anything? Hey! Look at this though. Just as I was talking about that, I'll grab this Barbarian Sash real quick. You see that bonus attack, man? I'm about to grab this, dude. That's useful as melee. And then these guys, they not only give me attack, but also magic attack. I really only care about attack, but with the Knowledge is Power ability that I have on, the magic attack also helps out. So this is pretty good. It's not great because I don't have a better 2H sword yet, but it's not the end of the world. So this is okay. This is good. These are like the max melee gear you can get right now, and this guy. The max face gear for melee is ironically the spin sec feelers. Hopefully that changes soon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy this bow now. The bow is extremely expensive and it's not that strong. So I usually shy away from buying it unless I have like a lot of money. The expert bow is the least worth it out of it all. So the first level upgrade is good for the lanterns. The second level is kind of meh, like maybe you want to get some bow shots when you get to the winter boss fight. And then the third upgrade is like you're literally drowning in gold and you have no idea what else to do. Alright, this season is good. There aren't any autumn enemies, so I'm gonna put it on. Hit me. Hey, thanks, man. Oh. Got him. Alright. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know what that was, but okay. Also, I don't know what the heck happened in that room. Like, I don't know how I didn't get hit. Maybe I did get hit. Like, I should have gotten hit there. What you saw there, that was a bad idea. What I should have done was, like, when I saw those guys, like, those summer mages, I should have blinked out of the thorns to safety. I just felt tempted to attack them right there because they were so close. But the problem is, if you see two summer mages, only one of them will trap you and the next one will shoot at you. And so that's why I was saying, like, it wasn't safe to unleash that Whirlslash. I also forgot that I have Gold Whirlslash, because usually when you come here, you only have Silver Charge. Gold Whirlslash can be pretty useful, but I wouldn't rely on it because you won't always have it here. I will usually take these challenges because I want the better melee gear. So let's see what happens. Oh, this is cancer. Alright. Look at that skill. Oh man. Well, I got the mage card and I got my health back, so that's not melee gear. Kinda sucks. Honestly, I was just being an idiot, so it's my own fault for like what I should have done was like blink to safety in that room and then charge Gold Whirlslash and then spun safely into the battlefield. Alright, just very slowly walk around. Yeah, that was not safe. I didn't have... Man, I already bought those! No! Oh well. But yeah, for the summer guy, he just follows you around with fire, so just choose your motion carefully to, like, force his fire to enter certain areas that leave you with more, like, motion options. T-guard that guy. Can I thanks, man. No. Yeah, thanks. Why? I hate rooms like this because you don't get any loot or anything. This is like getting this health loot. So the melee interrupt after a P-guard will automatically break those night shields. So that's why you see me swing so quickly out of a P-guard. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Alright, so, now I want Silver Zerk, so I'm going to take out of this guy and put into Silver Zerk for the boss fight. You saw that I waited until now to put into Zerk. I only start rearranging my skills into Zerk if I see that I'm about to fight a boss. Otherwise, I can still use the extra power from Empower on like regular room enemies. So we'll see what we get. The phase suck, but like if you, I don't know. Both the bosses are. This is cool. The Hydras are like a bit more easy to get consistency with. The phased are very inconsistent, so I'm not a big fan of the fight. Whatever damage I can get out on these guys. Alright, and now this guy, Silver Berserk, Potion. Oh, I jacked that up. I suck. Alright. Oh, since the ice is out now, I'm gonna put on this guy. Oh, dang it, man. I'm doing awful. Let me drink this potion real quick. And this potion. I'm sorry, guys. I am screwing this up. Really, the key to this fight is to keep moving around, keep potion chaining, and to blink if you need to, like that. Yeah, man. Potion chaining. Nope. Yeah. Ah, dang it, man! Dude, I'm doing so bad, honestly. Like, I'm wasting so many potions on an easy fight. Yeah, this is why it's like, it's kind of weird. So, if you're skilled, then you shouldn't, like, take any damage in this fight. But if you're, like, doing inconsistent things, like how you're moving around and stuff, you can really screw up. Aw, man. Well, for this part of the boss fight, just, like, take all the parts where you saw me, like, dodging around and sometimes blinking and always P-guarding, like, take all of that, and then ignore the parts where I, like, just absolutely sucked and let myself get hit by simple attacks. Alright, I shouldn't need that much more anymore. Yeah, alright, cool. I got Winter's Guard! Hey! So, what I'll usually do is I won't sell my miscellaneous in these areas because, like, in very rare cases you can sometimes craft Winter's Guard. Winter's Guard is, like, extremely important for melee to have. Like, late game, it's so useful. We get that damage after P-guards thanks to, you know, insult to injury and there's other things as well. It's just, like, it's a must-have. But when I get Winter's Guard, I feel safe selling my miscellaneous, so I'm gonna do that now. And then, that Hydra fight is gone, so no more, like, super threatening ice is going to appear. I'm just gonna sell all those shoes and put on my rollerblades now. I mean, yeah, I don't need these guys because I have the attack stash. So that's pretty cool. Don't need that guy. Don't need 3 of those. Alright, and then here's an interesting trick. So, this ability right here increases the health you get from orbs. Sometimes people briefly refund their talents, put into the health orb thing, and then get more HP back. This is especially strong with double health orbs. So, because I have double health orbs on, I shouldn't need all 3. I think 2 should be enough. Yeah. After you get used to kind of using this ability a lot, you kind of get a feel for, like, how much health you can get with a given number of talent points. I actually probably could have taken care of that with just 1 talent point, but I wanted to be safe because I wanted to guarantee my potion for the next floor. Man, that damage was awful. I could have avoided so much, you know? No! I hate this. If I can... Alright, cool. That was trash, dude. Like, that room is just... And honestly, it's very hard for me to think straight in those rooms, because, like, so much is at stake if you let those autumn nights spin and you let those tornadoes start to whirl. Like, things get really bad really fast, and it's pretty... it's terrifying to say the least. Also, I could have avoided that hit. That was stupid. I guess now I'm just doing that. I might have to grab barrier soon. Again, it's not like the skillful thing to do, but I want to make it through so I can show you guys what like a semi-decent run looks like. Kind of the Maybe I shouldn't use Whirlslash as much, so I can show you what life is like when you aren't using it. So I'm gonna change the season. I don't want tornadoes. Yeah, use that shield, boys. Alright, so if I'm not using Gold Whirl, I'll just kind of want to P-guard spam. Because that's all you can really do with melee. Just P-guard all these guys. If melee gets buffs, maybe that can get changed sometime. Enter this room. I'm gonna try to avoid Girl, so not Girl. Whirl. Goodness. Alright, hit me with it, man. No, I said... Yeah, oh, okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. Put more into Knowledge's power. Alright. Anything good here? This thing's stronger than my current sword, so I'm gonna grab that guy. I would prefer a better melee weapon, but it's okay. This run, man, I'm telling you. Nope. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid Gold Whirl, because, like, most of the time you won't really have it. Change the season, because none of the guys here are summer. So you see me moving around a lot. This game is really weird, because what happens is, blocking sideways, it's very easy for enemies to hit you, even if you're blocking sideways, because the hitboxes of the season natives are just really weird. So most of the time it's safer to block up or down, unless like an attack is coming directly from the side. So I didn't feel safe like guarding this way when a mage was like up here, because I knew my shield wouldn't cover it. So I was kind of like wandering around until I got like a safe P-guard location. Welcome to the struggles of melee. Man, I could put on barrier, but I want the damage. P-guard this. And then change the season. That's not how that works. Alright, thanks. What's in here? Ooh, see this? 50? Oh my gosh, that's OP! Okay, so like, I'm saying that because like the toy axe right now, that the game's like balancing of how much HP like certain items cost is really bad. Like this 50 HP cost is the same cost of like getting a slime hammer on floor 1, which makes literally no sense. And like the toy axe costs like 70 plus HP. So this 50 HP actually isn't that bad, especially since I got a Peko card. I'm actually gonna wait on this in case I can find something that's also good further up. But I am definitely gonna get that guy. Okay, I'm sorry, I said I wouldn't use Gold Whirl, but like... Oh my gosh. I said I wouldn't... What the... Explode, dude! What the... How long is that a thing? Teddy! Oh my gosh! Oh man, you'll hear me whine a lot, but like, that is like not okay. Like, that was there at way too long. Like, how are you gonna get free time to like hit the mages and stuff like that? I got lucky. So I know I said I wouldn't use Gold Whirl, but like, in that critical situation, Autumn Knight, Autumn Mage, Autumn Hydra all empowered, like, that literally can end runs immediately. Like, even if you have 500 HP, you can get chain stunned in tornadoes and lose all of your HP in a heartbeat. It's like the most ridiculous thing. And it hurts. Not quite sure why that guy dropped that. Okay. Alright, so how do I want to do this? I think I'm so low on HP, I'm going to grab this guy first, because it's just so much more attack power. The Spite Club, best item for melee. So right now, this stuff is max gear, this is max gear. I'm waiting on the spin sec feelers. And then for these guys, like, stronger rings would help, but I probably will not find any because they're stupidly rare. Alright, let me sell my miss. Alright, and let me probably get killed by Winter. So I might switch to Barrier during the Winter fight if I feel like I might die. It's an easy fight, but like with the Hydra fight, sometimes I just end up doing really dumb things and take a lot of damage. So yeah. So in terms of best practices with nurses, right? Because I didn't really talk about this. Again, I'm kind of just talking as I go along. With nurses, you usually don't want to heal until the run is done, or like the floor is done. I mean, so like you like kill all the enemies or all the enemies and the boss, because you don't know if you're gonna take damage again. This is especially true in multiplayer because you can just get revived if you die, but if you like pay for the nurse and you die later again, then the nurse is going to cost even more. So the nurse costs more the more you pay to like get healed. So you usually want to heal last. If you're about to face like really strong bosses like Winter, then it makes sense to kind of heal a little early, like before the boss fight. But yeah, you just want to manage your nurse healing well because you want to have gold to buy good things. You want to have gold to buy other nurse heals, and using a ton of nurse heals on a single floor is really expensive. So here's Winter. I'm not going to do a lot of damage to him. There's a kind of a golden window of damage that you want to get on him. It's about this much, maybe a little more. And the reason that I don't want to damage him too much is that if you leave him with enough HP, he will go into his maze phase, which is very useful. That might be too much damage and I might be screwed, but hopefully not. I gamble a lot with this. So hopefully he ground pounds next, yup, and then he's going to start the maze phase. Maze? Yup. Alright, so I'm going to get over here. I'm going to charge Blink so I have a head start, hopefully. Yup, right here. Alright, and dang it. Get all this ready, and then just wail on them. Ice Nova whenever you can for those crits. Nope, run! And then, give me more, man, give me more damage. Give me more damage. No! Die! Thank you! Hey, we got him, boys! Oh my gosh, that went so well, except for like the stupid hit that I took. I didn't really talk a lot about how to fight the winter boss except for that little trick. I will be doing a kind of like boss guide for different builds in the future. I actually have a few ready, but I don't want to load them all out until I finish all the bosses, so I'll show you that. But hopefully my lack of commentary in the boss fight wasn't too bad. I feel like, man, did Teddy secretly nerf, not nerf, but buff melee? Or is it... I don't know what happened. Maybe I just didn't have the same gear earlier or something. I don't know. I feel like my attacks are doing more. I don't know. But even for that damn it is worth. I still think you have a good hitbox, believe it or not. There are reasons why. I left that in a post on the forums. I'm not going to rant about it here. Alright, so now I'm in Mount Bloom. What's bad about Mount Bloom? The mushrooms are not that intimidating. You want to keep your eyes on the tulips and kill them so that they don't, you know, spread poisonous gas around the room. And you want to watch your larvae. Don't hit larvae accidentally because that will make them rage and start moving around quickly. The best card to get here is the tulip card because hazards deal you a chuck ton of damage. And if you can block... I got a night card, cool. If you can block, you know, even one tick of hazard damage, it's much more useful. So the tulip card is really useful, and that's why I drank my potion here. Yeah, we're not doing that today, kids. Sorry. Nope, calm down. Yep. Thanks, mate. Alright, seriously, like, what the... Okay, so, unless melee got buffed, Golden Whirlslash is usually too weak to kill the larvae in one hit, so what I do is I go up, I usually charge Bronze Charge, hit it, do 2 or 3 shield cancelled hits, and then do like a quick Whirlslash. Sounds like a complicated combo, but, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Here are these guys. I have more EP for more abilities, and then more magic attack also means more effect from Knowledge's power. And I think that this guy is ugly, so I am going to hide it, though. Alright, and then anything else to buy here? Nope, not really. So, yeah, the toy axe gives you some extra attack speed, but, like, it's not worth a minus 25 attack. Like, obviously. That's, like, effectively the same as me losing this Barbarian Strap. Like, I mean, come on. Alright, ooh. Gonna give me a stronger ring, maybe? Alright, so... Wait, what the... So, I think the reason why that guy died so easily is that he got, like, hit by crits. Because he usually doesn't die that fast. Oh, please no. Okay, so this, like, red stuff is, like, it's kind of annoying. Alright, cool. Do I really need you? I want an attack ring. What are you gonna do? Regeneration? Regeneration is easy. It's usually safe to take, unless you're in Tai Ming. Oh, one thing. So those blue spin sets that you saw moving around, if you hit them, they move around faster. But if you hit them with a high interrupt skill or with a melee interrupt, they stop moving. So if you get another P guard out on like another enemy and then swipe that that spin sect, you can stop him from moving, which in some cases is a bit like more safe and easy than having to do a P guard. So just keep that in mind. P guard and to interrupt the spin sects. I'm not used to that yet, so I don't do it often, but yeah, I want this move though. Hey, a stronger ring, man. It was worth it. We did it, boys. Give me that level up though. Okay, I don't know what to do, so I'll do that in a bit. I try to kill the spin sects first because I can't really control where they're going, and I want to be able to combo like these guys safely. What the? This must be because I have more, like, better gear now than I had last time. Because, like, I'm kind of confused by the damage that I'm doing. Like, it's not OP, but it's more than what I'm used to. Alright, what do I wanna do? I think next what I'm gonna do is put into crit damage. And then the reason for that is, you know, extra crit damage means more damage for Zerk, and when you're freezing enemies with like Ice Nova and Winter's Guard and stuff, you have a higher chance to crit. So like get this guy up first, and then maybe put into critical strike chance. And then this guy, so focus canceling got nerfed, so that's useless. I think I might grab barrier. I might grab barrier just in case like I make a dumb mistake that I don't like, and then when I get to a boss, I'll probably switch this into haste. Alright. Yeah, that takes a lot to do. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm getting a lot of crits on these guys. It has to be because of the Ice Nova. So Spin Sect armor, it's really good because of that defense and attack speed, but I need more attack, so that's why I'm keeping the Barbarian Strap on. Oh, not what I wanted. Oh, okay, yeah. Get that extra crit damage, boys. I keep forgetting to use barrier. I'm so used to using Empower first, because that's what I usually do. Alright. Man, that crit damage, dude. Crit damage for life. Oh, this sucks. Alright, so this guy... It's all about timing. If you played Mount Bloom in story mode, you should be used to this. But once you get the timing down, like, it's fairly straightforward. Alright, so who's gonna torture me now? Let's see what we got. Power Flower. Alright, so this is another fight where you definitely want to keep doing that potion chaining strat I was talking about with your attack potion. Keep your Empower up, keep your attack stat up, whack the plant a lot and get a lot of Ice Novas on the main plant. And whenever you see those annoying tulips pop up, just like gold Whirlslash over to them to knock them out if you need to. So basically what you do here is you focus on the center tulip, Power Flower herself, and then when intimidating enemies appear, you just gold whirl away, kill them, and then swing back in. And hopefully you'll see what that looks like. And hopefully I won't screw this stuff up. Get this power up again. let these tulips appear. Nope, die. Die. I would suggest that you keep hitting the plant during this phase because you want your potion to stay charged. And your potion only charges while you're dealing damage or getting hit. But you don't want to get hit, right? So deal damage. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Power Flower being like able to be frozen. I think it's kind of weird. Probably shouldn't be a thing. Come on, quick, 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 quick. Why are so many of these guys appearing? Like, alright, so one more. Oh, dang it, man. I can't see what I'm doing! Oh my gosh, I am like... I was doing so good. I'm gonna lose like my attack buffs, and I'm like getting hit stupidly, and like... Put this barrier on. I can't put it on yet. Can I put it on now? Alright, cool. Just in time too, huh? Dude, like... That was awful gameplay. It's not that hard to dodge, I just suck. Oh dang, I really suck right now. Okay, let's get these guys out real quick. Please give me the potion. Alright. Yeah, this ending is not that great. I'm really sorry, guys. Like, I was about to like get some good like maybe S rank on this floor. I'm pretty sure like all my damage came from that fight. Man, that was really bad. Ah, dude, like that was kind of embarrassing, honestly. Trust me, like that portion of the fight is like much easier to like dodge the bullets. You just have to move around and kind of shield and stuff. It is safer to just pay attention to shielding than attacking, but I was trying to get that extra damage out, so maybe I need just a little bit more practice. I'm probably gonna see a nurse this floor, maybe. Oh, nope. Alright, cool. By the way, never use the Anglerfish hat, it's literally trash. What's this? The potion I should have earned on the previous floor? Thanks, game. Oh, I screwed that up. Cool. Okay, so you may have noticed that my barrier broke, even though I only got hit by, like, 2 mushrooms. It's a bug in the game. It'll probably get fixed eventually, but not anytime soon. Give me the card, dang it! Whatever, man. I think... Right, crit chance, crit chance, crit chance. Crit chance. Give me them crits, man. I need that damage. Dude, I'm telling you, mushrooms breaking that thing is the weirdest thing ever. I don't need fish right now, so I'm not gonna bother with that. That fire guy, dangerous. He's like max priority because of how it, that was weird, but okay. How did I get hit? What? I got hit by that? Dang, dude. Well, that kind of sucks, honestly. I might... I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, man. So another good thing about using Ice Nova on those larvae, whatever, is that, you know, maybe I can get a stronger ring, though. I'm actually gonna risk that. Like, I really need more attack. But, and if you see me canceling, like, the fishing thing, like, you only get items for, like, medium-sized fish things, so, yeah. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, another thing that Ice Nova is good about is that it slows down the larva enemies while they're enraged, so it just helps you keep some kind of control over the room, which is pretty useful. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to get anything good from this pull. I was hoping for like a stronger ring or something, but it looks like that won't be happening. Yeah, instead I get some moss. Go figure, huh? So I'm gonna risk it and hopefully not screw everything up. If the run ends here, then I'll just have to make another video. And ha 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 ha! Please kill, like, all those guys. Please! And then, oh my gosh, that was the riskiest, dumbest thing alive. Let's go. And then do this, and then do this, and bam! Oh, that was... Yo, do I have that card yet, though? Nope. Come on, man. As you saw, the effects of your P-Guard stay in effect for a short while after you, like, P-Guard the first attack. Oh, that's interesting. After that first attack, so yeah. You don't always have to do a double P-Guard. I probably won't pass this. The trick here is to stick to one side, P-Guard the Shroom because it breaks your shield, and then, like, go to the other side to drag the Shroomy all the way over. But it doesn't always work out because the spin stacks are really inconsistent. And then run over. Oh my gosh! Okay, yeah, it's pretty hard to do. Even, like, the best player in the game cannot do that room consistently. Although, as I speak, maybe he has gained the ability to do it, because, I mean, if you saw this guy, his name's Pydoix, like, he does some crazy stuff, man, I'm telling you. Alright. I've made a lot of dumb mistakes this run, but I'm still alive, thankfully. I'm hoping I don't get Vilya, because Vilya's pretty hard. I will need a good, like, Zerk strain for that. We'll see what happens. Okay, cool. I mean, this is okay. And wow, I suck. Like, that seriously just happened. Alright, that was dumb, dude. Like, this potion nonsense. Yeah, so the Queen Bee gets up at half health regardless, so, like, you can't, like, oh, LOL, easy, GG, you know? And then let's do this, and then... Can you hit me? Nope! Oh, yes! Wait, that's not what I wanted, dang it! No, please! No! Please! Please! Oh, thank the Lord! Gosh! Okay, we clutched that one, boys. Goodness. No damage. Oh, look at that, but I still suck. Okay. Alright, now we're in Tai Ming. Tai Ming sucks. I don't think it's consistent yet. It's really hard. As usual, you want to potion into an empower when you get there. But, I mean, there's just so much chaos going on, it's hard to say what specifically to do. So, monkeys and plants are probably your highest priority. And elite statues and elite echoes are probably some of the strongest enemies you'll be facing. So, you saw that, right? Like, I don't understand what causes the enemies to kind of, like, die while they're jumping. Because I thought they're invulnerable in the air. I don't know, man. Whatever. Alright, so you saw how Priestess appeared there? I'm just putting Zerk on because there aren't any, like, other major threats in the room. But basically, whenever it's safe, I put on Zerk to get extra damage out. Okay, so I can't really talk. I'm kind of focusing right now. Let's get you out. Alright, cool. Alright, so, as I was trying to say, the hazards that appear in the area show you what boss are going to fight on that floor. Since Priestess appeared, I'm getting Priestess as my final battle, which is kind of hard. That might suck. And then, because, you know, if a Thornworm tail appeared instead, I'd be fighting the Thornworms this floor. And then the 16th floor is always Mimic. Also, fun fact, when you go into these small houses, they generally will always have a smaller number of enemies. When you go out into, like, the plant life area, it's kind of a gamble what you'll see. I'm gonna go over here first with the level up. Where's the elite? What the... Alright, so echoes are really annoying in my opinion. I wouldn't consider it an opinion, but they're incredibly hard to kill, and like unless you have like Zerk on, just because of all that HP they have. Elite Echo. Yeah, so in Tai Ming you gotta P-guard a lot, as you can see. I'm gonna get this Zerk on because it's faster. Alright boys, we made it. Let's oh man. This run is so bad. Alright, selling all the useless stuff. I might keep this guy around. The anglerfish hat is literally trash, but sometimes I think, you know, do I feel reckless today? I have never had a time, though, where I actually decide to keep the anglerfish hat on, because it... Yeah. I'm actually going to buy the expert bow here. There are moments in Priestess where you can pretty much only safely hit her with the bow, and I want as much DPS as I can. I don't think the bow is actually good. I'm only buying it because I have the gold to buy it. If you don't have the gold to buy it and you want to save it for a nurse, do that instead. But I know I'll be fighting Priestess, so that bow will be at least somewhat, slightly, kind of, sort of helpful. Alright, cool. Let's, yeah. Get dunked on, boy. I think the next room might have... probably have the boss in the next room? Nope. Yeah, usually that monkey would try to throw those guys, but, he can't, because they're too close. So I want the potion for the next room, so I'm gonna, like, run into these guys intentionally to kind of recharge my potion. Okay, cool. Yeah, you want to have your potion when you're entering each room, because I'm telling you, Tai Ming is a crazy place, man. Nope, no, sit down. Alright, you're next. This room is really hard to do. I don't feel like it gives you enough time for... yeah, like, you see this, like... It's just so hard to, like, hurt all these guys in time. 4 of these guys? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. And then... Please. Please! Oh man, that was clutch, bruh. Oh my gosh. That hurt. Alright, so... Oh hey, stronger ring? Ah, P-guard the attack! Oh, that was useless. Well, all's well that ends well, right? Or whatever, I don't know. Alright, usually there are really jank rooms that you can see in Tai Ming. They haven't really appeared here though, so I'm kind of surprised. That has made things easier. Alright, anyway, so, you really need a lot of damage when you're fighting these guys, so whether you're fighting Priestess or, what is the other one called? Priestess or the Thornworms, I would always suggest taking your melee skill and throwing it into Gold Berserk, just because you don't have time to charge any other attacks while you're, like, fighting her in that room. It's pretty crazy. And then I'm going to take one out of Barrier and put it into Cast Speed, or to Haste, because that's more important. So yeah, Gold Zerk is really useful for that extra damage there. You do take more damage, but I mean, you need help. So Gold Zerk, same strats, keep potion chaining, keep power chaining, keep using Ice Nova. Alright, let's try to do this and hopefully not die. Ugh. And... oh, that was... ah, I suck. Yeah, so this ability right here is probably the hardest move to dodge in the game. It's not worth keeping Zerk on in this phase. It's worth keeping Zerk on for most of the other phases, though. The trick to dodging this guy is like trying to stay at the opposite edge of the radius, but it's pretty much never safe to attack. It isn't safe to buff, so it kind of sucks because it kills your like buff chains, you know. Also, you can't safely attack in this phase, so... yeah, there are a lot of phases that melee cannot safely attack in. Mages can, in certain circumstances. Oh, get this. Okay, so she's gonna go towards the center. Get this. It's really dangerous to get hits on her, honestly. It's hard to do. Oh, wait, did she... Oh, yes! Oh, dang it. Please, give me some space. Please. Ah, dang it, man. I put on the barrier because I knew, like, my run would end if I made a wrong move. I'm pretty angry. Like, I could have killed her. Well, I don't know if I could have killed her, but... that was a bad run. I, like, really screwed up towards the end there. Okay. I mean, it wasn't that bad, though. So I finished that, so I don't need haste anymore, really. And then Gold Whirl is extremely important, especially if you find, like, jank Tai Ming rooms. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to be on my merry way. Yo, I could have S-ranked this floor if I didn't just suck Priestess, like, completely. Or, you know what I mean. Okay, so I don't want to heal this early, but you can find some really jank rooms, so I'm just going to do it now. Usually you want to, like, clear a few rooms for safety before you do that, but, I mean... So, those, ooh. Man, see, sometimes you don't know where they're gonna attack from. It's, I love Tai Ming. Avoid the bombs. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're tossing on barrier. It's gonna be like this today. Alright, that's taken care of. Drink this potion real quick. I suck at this game, for goodness sakes. Die, please. You too, buddy. Get over here. Yep, I hate you. Have a nice death. Alright. I'm kinda salty after that room, but I just suck, so whatever. Let's move on. Yo, we had a room just like this one earlier, fam. Oh, and I took dumb damn... What? I did not see these guys here. Why are you surrounding yourselves entirely with bombs? How else am I going to attack you? Okay. Alright, let's do this. Alright, cool. I think I'm gonna put on Zerk now, even though there's a... Those gold worms are more of a pain than you think they are. It's because they go back into the ground so quickly. So it makes, like, terrain control extremely difficult. Just always be aware of them if you're in the room. I guess I do this guy. Hey. Alright, let's... There's so many, like, paths, dude. What in the world? Oh, now this... Now we're at the jank combo, boys. This is the most jank combo in the world. It's easier if you have stasis. But what basically happens is you need a chance to P-guard to slow down the statues, but you never get one because the echo is always on your tail, and everyone does a ton of damage, so you try to play it safe. You can kind of run around and whirl and stuff, but it takes forever to do, and that's only if you have whirl, right? So it's just... Oh my gosh. That went better than usual, but I'm telling you, like, I've had many a run get totally screwed by Echo Statue combos. When they're alone in a room, it's bad, but it's not the worst. But when then you add, like, thorn worms into the picture, and plants into the picture, and, like, all of your motion is just completely restricted, I mean, it's some of the most painful stuff alive, honestly. I've probably given Teddy a few headaches from the rants that I've had about some of these rooms. Alright, I think I'll turn Zerk on now. So, worms aren't that bad, you know, if you're fighting other enemies like echoes or statues, you can kind of like dance around the worm while also attacking the statue. It's good practice. Okay. Actually, I want this guy more. Nope. No. 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 The answer is no. No. Yeah. I don't know if I've talked a lot about Tai Ming enemies, so I'm sorry if my commentary isn't bad there. Yeah, monkeys are a high threat, are a high priority to kill, and plants are a high priority to kill. Echoes and statues are high threats, but they're not easy to kill, and they're not the ones who block off most of your motion most of the time. Regular echoes kind of can technically, but they're just high threats. So you want to take care of the high priority enemies first, the monkeys and the plants, before you handle the other guys. It makes life nicer. I'm getting a lot of these. See, this is why I'm doing so well. I'm not getting all these jank rooms that I usually get. Like, I'm just getting rooms with freaking like, plants and worms, and I don't understand why the heck why. Like, I can't show you guys the really hard rooms. They aren't showing them to me. Whatever. You know, it is what it is. So this guy, just stand in the corner and P-guard whatever things come your way. This usually the strat, usually works. But if the guy jumps right on you, then you might not succeed. So, yeah. This is the first... Wow! Guys, like... This is amazing. It's not amazing, but... I don't know if I sound high or something. So usually, before the boss room, there's like a special, like, beautiful entry place with like basically the place you see at the end of Tai Ming before you go to fight the Mimic. But because the last room was a small room, we don't see that stuff. That's weird. Well, anyway, next up is the Mimic. So I didn't get to show you guys the hard jank rooms. Sorry about that. Basically, take out those monkeys and plants first. Be aware of your surroundings, and just be careful with your shielding and stuff. Echoes are really dangerous, so they're like, you probably want to kill those before statues. They're really bad. Elite echoes are actually easier than regular echoes because of random reasons. But yeah, so not much Tai Ming commentary. I'm sorry. At least you got to see the build that I have. Optimally, I wouldn't be having barrier. I'd have maybe like haste, or maybe I could put this into stasis. I don't know. But yeah, so let's go fight the Mimic. I'm gonna buff. I won't potion first because I want to save my potion for the Elder Mimic for phase 2. So I'm just gonna buff and Zerk first. Load please. Thank you. Alright, and then you can stop this guy just by P-guarding. So just P-guard all day and swipe. Yep. Oh yeah, look at that. Ah, my barrier's broken. Teddy! I don't know what happened. Hopefully somewhere in this video you can see where it messed up, but I don't think you could, because I don't know where it messed up either. Oh man, coding is hard. Okay, so for this guy, I'm going to put on my buffs, and I'm going to Zerk, and I'm going to Potion. So 1, 2, Zerk, Potion, whack this guy, get some Ice Nova on him real quick. So I get this damage on him. I'm not done yet. I can P-guard these waves. Oh, I can't because I suck apparently. I'm usually better at that. Oh well. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I still killed him in time. Look at that. Wow. So, you want to follow this exact pattern for, like, dodging this attack. Stay up top and move to the right. Hold your blink until that fire appears. Rush over. Quick turnaround, blink. And you dodge everything. It might sound complicated, but if you just watch it enough, and I'll probably show it in my, like, bosses tutorial. But, like, once you do it enough, it becomes, like, second nature. That's how you handle it. Alright, now for the final part. Gonna drink this potion, because why not? And then, again, buff. I don't have potion yet, that kind of sucks. Now I do. And then I want enough damage so I can have, like, I want to have gold charge ready. Hey, look at that! I did not intend for that to be a thing, but, yeah, man.
P-guard those boars. Just P-guard everything. Okay, again, I want to have enough saved up for... Oh, I don't have enough saved up, though. Okay, I'll just have to... Okay, cool. Yeah. Basically, in these rooms, the first thing you kill is the... Oh, dang it. Please, bring out the slime in time, please. Dang it! Die, please. Thanks. Alright. And then next up is those guys. Really, like, everyone is a priority here. It's hard to tell who really you want to kill first. You just have to look out for everything. The major threats are the tulips, if you wait too long, the echo, and... let's see, and the... Oh my gosh, I can't even think. Oh my gosh. Just look for every... I'm so bad, goodness. Okay. How are you not... No, you should be dead. You should be dead. Okay, thank you. That was a P-guard hit. Okay, that was kind of chaotic. This is why, like, I wanted to talk about bosses more in my boss video. So, directly to the mimic's left or right, you're pretty much safe from everything. Or, if you're over to the left or right, you can just, like, run up and down along the wall, and that's also safe. And then when he starts spitting the fire out, then you want to come into the middle. Yeah, look at my shielding, man. That looks so cool. Yeah, man. Hey. Not cool. By the way, after he starts vomiting, the fire can't hurt you anymore. I don't know if it's like intentional or if it's a bug, but it's how the game works right now. So there. Yeah, so it was hard for me to talk right now because so much is going on. I wanted to keep my EP up. I wanted to keep my Zerk up and my buffs up. Basically, how it works: you want to keep Zerk on. First phase, kill the boar first. Second phase, kill the block first. Third phase, try to burst the Furious Giga Slime before he starts spinning. As you saw, it's usually possible. And then, you know, final phase something. What the heck is that? You guys saw that, right? Where did those coins come from? I don't know. Anyway, so third phase, handle the Furious Giga Slime. And then in the last phase, it's hard to do. The Ice Slime is a major priority, the Echo is a major priority, and the Tulips are a major priority. So basically, focus, like, your attacks and, like, damage and gauges and stuff on those enemies as much as you can while dodging all of the hazards. Anything else I want to say to that? I don't know. I don't know what else I want to say to that. Another option is to kill the Mimic while the other enemies are out, and then you can just kind of, like, play chicken and dodge all over the place. It's pretty cheesy, though, and it isn't always easy to do, so I wouldn't suggest it. I think I'll talk more about the Mimic fight in my boss video. But hopefully I talked enough about, like, the enemies, the kind of things you should be doing, the builds you should have, the ways you should be preparing yourself before each room. I don't think I talked about, like, the enemies as much as I like wanted to. I don't know. But hopefully you get a good idea of what the threats are, what you should be looking out for, and things of that nature. Basically, on the lower floors, if an enemy throws projectiles in any way, you want to have a wide gaze so that while you're meleeing enemies close to you, you want to be able to quickly P-guard or guard projectiles that are around you. But you also have to be aware of hazards. So, like, blizzards coming your way, bombs blocking your way, like, get the heck away from those guys because they cause you a lot of problems. But yeah, as you saw, like, I heavily relied on P-guards. P-guards are, like, your best friend. You need those, man. So as melee, you need them. As a mage, you can use them, but you don't really need them. And I'll show how that works out in my mage video when I get to it. I think this was easier because I had near maximum gear. Melee still needs buffs, and you can tell that because, like, this guy, like, do I have my other attacks? Like, he's only 25 away from the Blade of Echoes, which is, like, the strongest weapon in the game, and gives you, like, Echoes of Madness attacking you. We have the Barbarian Strap. Basically, like, kind of attack power just being thrown at us because we're lacking. But when melee gets balanced, I mean, then a few things can get fixed around, and we won't have these worries as much. Yeah, so I guess I don't know what else to say. I'll end the run. That was fun. But yeah, hopefully that helps. What was I saying? Watch the projectile enemies, melee the enemies nearby, and literally P-guard everything. That's what you see me doing in this video. That's basically the key to melee. But that's all.